Morning, y'all. I'm going to try to do a quick garden tour. Just because everything's so lush and like overgrown and crazy right now. And I know I'm going to just miss the way this all looks. When it's winter, when everything's bare again, which I'm hoping to do some winter crops. Get my hoop house done, grow some stuff over there. I'm ready to get some carrots in the ground though. But I got to clear out some more stuff first. And I wanted to document all this before I go ripping out more than what I already have. You see the cantaloupe? I just stuck this little trellis thing here on the edge of the bed because I ran out of a place to put a cantaloupe. So that's working okay, except with the rain we've been having, it's getting powdery mildew. And the bush tomatoes are on their second wave. They're going to be ripped out soon. This weather I'm feeling right now, it's cooler. I knew it was supposed to cool down, but I can feel it even more of a coolness like underneath the humidity. The air's mixed right now, which is never comforting really. When you live in the tornado belt, you're always kind of paying attention to the weather, or at least you should be. The pumpkin plant here, I stuck a little wood base because it's kind of in a low area right here, which is where our drainage issue is, right through here. And I haven't even worked on that because it got too hot, but fixing to have to, but it'll be easier once it's all ripped out anyway. But anyway, in the meantime, it's got a little cradle to sit on. That's just a little plant stand that son made. This is where the pumpkin plant starts. The squash bugs have been trying to get at it, so I got some Captain Jack's powder on there, but now that it's rained again, what is that? Some fuzzy little yellow caterpillar down there and he's right in the powder. So it should do the trick. That Captain Jack's worked pretty good. I think my squash lasted quite a bit longer, but then it's like, oh my gosh, it just got like swarmed by the squash bugs, and so I've been kind of ripping them out as they go and tossing them over to the chickens so that way they eat the bugs and the plant material. Makes them happy. I wanted to pinpoint this real quick just because they're loaded at this point with some more no pinos, jalapenos with no heat. But there's at least one of these plants that it is a regular jalapeno. Didn't know that. It's supposed to be all no pinos. The wasps like this bed too for some reason. But I think they've done most of the pollinating on those no pinos anyway. So I'm not messing with them. They don't mess with me. But anyway, that bed, I'm sure these daylilies, this is just going to be their spot because they'll just take over this whole tire. This was just kind of I had no place else to put these peppers that was like freebies. So I stuck them in here. And it's worked out pretty good. So, excuse the traffic noise. We're right on a state highway. Oh, look at this. Weeds. That's like, I think the only flowers I bought this year were these petunias. And, oh my goodness, look at those weird little mushrooms in there. Little yellow things, whatever they are. But, anyway, the geraniums was a gift. And then the marigolds and other stuff I planted. Our garden helper, I think she's gone this morning. I don't see her. She's just like probably hiding in the foliage somewhere in here. But the po beans did pretty good. But I think they're pretty well done. They've been going to seed, even the little ones. So I'm just not even messing with them at this point. There are a couple right there I see. I may have to grab those. But anyway, I just want to document this before I start jerking more stuff out. The okra's been going crazy, doing really good. the sugar baby watermelons have been doing really good. I only picked one so far, and it wasn't ripe, so I wasn't sure. I've been unsure. And see, that looks, the tendrils are all drying up, so that one technically should be ripe. And I'm so leery about picking another one and it not being ripe. I mean, the chickens didn't care. They liked it either way. But yeah, this is the big watermelons in here. I don't know the species specific. It was just seeds that was at the feed store for sale. But I tell you, the one that we've got that was growed up on the obelisk over there weighed out 30-something pounds. And it was good. I got a little video on my Instagram reel. And then the pumpkin over here, I'm thinking I need to get something probably to kind of help that hang on, because I sure don't want it to just drop if it gets too heavy to hold itself up. It's Connecticut field pumpkin. They can get pretty big, so that may end up getting picked before full ripeness. I wouldn't even care if I picked it right now if I knew it would last until Halloween or beyond. But anyway, the okra that got out of hand, that's for the chickens. The watermelon, this big watermelon, I'm just letting it kind of take over the whole bed. I don't know what kind of spider that was. It had red on it, but it's not a black widow. I don't know what kind of spider that is. Anyway, still more blossoms on the watermelon plant too, and there's already like 4 or 5 of them in here, and it's just one plant. So, I left my Captain Jacks out here. I'll give you a quick look. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Captain Jacks, dead bug powder. At least I had the top closed. But yeah, I pulled a tomato plant out over there and making more room for this cantaloupe that's growing up the trellis. I cleared out some of the bean plants to give it more space. And it's all the way to the top already. And it does have a couple little spots. We'll see if that one ended up getting pollinated or not. And there's another one. So we'll see. But anyway, the squash has done pretty good. I had all these leaves right here through here all cut off. It was just basically almost nothing but vine and blossoms. And look, there's the squash bugs still on there. They don't care that I have the Captain Jacks everywhere. They just don't care. They're just gonna do what they do. And I'm gonna do what I do. Squash the squash bugs. The Captain Jacks has, pretty sure it's helped. It's just they get so bad. Look at all this weird bloom on this one. It's like, I'm just curious to see what this thing is gonna do. Like, really? Probably nothing, but it's interesting. But anyway,